Welcome back, Helldivers, to Saltdivers, the Helldivers 2 podcast that you have come to know and love. Thank you all for your
Saltdivers
absolutely incredible support over the past couple of weeks, I guess, since we've been doing this. Oh, wrong camera.
All right, we probably
there we go.
Probably start over again.
No, we're good. We're gonna roll with it.
That's like your 12th take on that, right?
Don't tell people that.
I'm telling people that, like 12, at least 12.
Took me a couple of times to do the intro. What's up, folks? So we've got a lot to cover today. We've got a big push for 1,000 subs for us as a channel. We just hit the 600 mark, which is great.
600.
It's fantastic. Thank you guys so
good.
much. We are currently sitting at 65% on the newest major order for 2 billion bugs.
It's not going to happen.
2 billion bots, I mean.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen?
It's got to be done by tonight, right?
Yeah, 24 hours.
Yeah.
So tomorrow.
Yeah. See, what people don't
morning.
understand is math. Okay, math is not hard. It's not complicated. 2 billion bugs. You got to get 20% of those a day. We had 5 days to do it. You get 20% per day.
It was
Yeah, we still got 30.
You know what it was? You know what it was, right? Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Smack right in the middle of
what it is, it's all those fucking people over killing bugs.
Dude.
That need to be over killing bots.
Yes.
I like to kill bugs. Bugs are way more fun. They don't shoot back. And they got big spider things and they're way cooler to look at. No. Get your asses over to where the major order is. And let's get our medals, man. It's like we're losing the war. They're getting closer to Super Earth. Come on, people.
Maybe that's what people want.
Maybe no, I don't think it is.
I'll tell you what though, if we lose this major order because
2 in a row.
Because when
that's almost 100 fucking medals.
Yeah.
That we're gonna lose out on in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because people.
How did we lose the bug one? We lost the bug one. What was the major order for that? I don't remember.
Last week?
Yeah.
Was I think last week was due to
the Sony controversy, right?
Mostly people just not playing.
Yeah.
Because they were protesting. And we kind of forgave that. But you don't want to lose 2 of those in a row. That's crazy. Especially when we have the people to do it.
Well,
but,
I looked this morning.
There's people playing over on Bug World.
Yeah,
we need to be playing on the other side.
I looked this morning. There was like 30 to 40,000 people playing on the bug side, and I'm like, that would be useful.
Yeah, it would very much be useful.
Be very useful to have on the bot side. Anyway, we're gonna cover that. Well, we just kind of did.
We just kind of did. Yeah.
We're also going to be reporting on the Polar Patriot War Bond. I have exclusively been using that weaponry and armor all weekend long. Ever since this major order came in and I purchased the War Bond, I've been using only that stuff. And I've got thoughts. And people are going to unsubscribe. So if you're soft-skinned and your hands are moist, you're not going to like this episode.
People have a right to their opinion.
Sure.
Don't make me be the good cop here. Come on, that is not my role.
We're also we have a fun discussion planned for the end of the episode. We're going to talk about loadouts, like what is the proper loadout for each mission.
I probably should have done some homework.
Just speak from experience.
Yeah, I don't have as much experience as you.
We're going to be talking about that. What is best? What is best in life? What is best in life, Vader?
To crush your enemies. See them driven before you, to hear the lamentations of the wicked.
There we go. All right. Also, we're going to be talking about the lowering player rate. According to Steam, the player base has been kind of dwindling as of late. However, there was an announcement this morning that the CEO said that they sold like 12 million.
1 plus 12.
12 million copies of the game. So there's 12 million copies of the game out there. I'm responsible for at least 4 because I've gifted it to like 3 other people.
Yeah,
plus my son.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gifted it to you.
I said, hey, I'm on the podcast.
Yeah. So I gifted it to you.
Come over.
I bought myself a copy. I bought my son a copy, and I gifted my best friend a copy. So I'm responsible for 4 out of the 12 million.
I think we need to gift one more.
To who? To the player? To the people?
Whoever we give it away when we hit 1,000 subs.
As long as you're not in the Philippines or the other 170 something countries.
Sorry, guys.
That's just.
Well, that might be fixed by the time.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, that's a good goal. So if we hit 1,000 subs, we're going to give away a copy of the game.
Yeah.
If you have a Steam account, we'll just gift it to you.
We'll just give them a gift $40 Steam money or something.
We'll figure it out.
If you already have the game.
Yeah.
Most of you should already have the game.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, you don't have the game. What are you doing? Maybe not a copy of the game. Maybe the next War Bond.
This is a bit of a tangent, but that kind of reminds me. We get a lot of people that watch our videos and comment and have a lot to say.
paragraphs.
But they're not playing the game, according to them. I quit playing after 3 weeks of the game. I just found it boring and trite, but here I am with my opinion.
That's an interesting take, isn't
it? It's just like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Get back in.
I'm watching a Helldivers podcast, but I don't play the game because it's boring. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Go back to League of Legends.
And
okay.
If you stay tuned for the end of the episode, we will be talking about the new Star Wars mod for Helldivers. We'll have our thoughts on that as well. So let's get back into it. Let's start with the major order. We kind of already covered it, but yeah, today we're sitting at 65% as of this morning, 9 a.m. on Tuesday. We've got 24 hours left to go. You're not thinking we're going to make it? I don't.
Unless people dramatically shift their focus today, no. Math is hard. So, it's just I'm looking at it from just a numbers perspective. I don't see how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but I hope it does. I was surprised with the last one. When we had to do the 5-planet one or 10-planet one.
Yeah, the 10-planet defense campaign. That was tough.
Because we were like coming into the last couple of days of that, and we had like barely half of it complete.
I always have it in the back of my head that the devs are like, oh, I think they might lose this one. Let's throw them a bone or something.
Yeah, I don't want them.
I don't want them to do that either. I've heard multiple times from their Discord that they do not meddle with the major orders.
Shouldn't.
It's like it's preset. They have it mapped out for like months in advance, and they don't mess with it.
They should probably adjust the major orders by their population base.
Yes.
Of the game, by the player population, but don't fiddle with it in the middle of it.
Yeah, let us fail. Let us win. Fail. Whatever. Yeah,
let the story play out.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've got a choose your own adventure diagram and on whiteboard. Well, if they win this one, this happens. If they lose, this happens.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Joel's up there. He's the mad genius with his whiteboard up there, probably doing all kinds.
It looks like that guy with the whiteboard in the background.
Yeah. It's like a physics thing back there with the numbers and the diagrams and the symbols. And
I would like to. I'd be really interested to see if we start losing like too many, and we get closer to Super Earth.
New major order, kill 500 bugs.
Yeah.
So, oh shit, we only got 3 people.
500 bugs. There's 4 people playing. I could do that in one round.
100,000.
I just did it in one round. I did it. I did 370 kills in one round by myself on a solo mission. Level 5 bots. It's not that hard, people. You can do it.
I can't do that. But you were more of a. I don't know if I classify as hardcore, but you're pretty close. And I'm a casual.
Yeah.
Just to be up.
I'm almost at level 60. What are you at?
I'm like 34.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right.
I play nothing compared to you.
Not as much.
I just like to run around on your guys' coatails and soak in the
glory.
Soak in the samples that I wouldn't be able to get already.
Dude, that is one thing I have to admit. As much as you say I'm like freaking, I'm a hardcore gamer and I'm out there with Don, our buddy, doing crazy level missions and stuff like that. I don't have that many super samples, and I don't. My ship is not 100% upgraded or anything like that. So there's people out there that are way better.
Yeah, for sure.
And
there's always going to be those people in every game. But more power to you. But I can't. I have a job.
Yeah,
I have a life.
I hear that. I think I'm kind of thinking that Mother's Day has something to do with the fact that like people took Sunday off, which was it's a weekend day. Everybody's off work.
These are gamers, bro.
These are gamers. The gamers don't care about their moms.
Send their mom a package of Hot Pockets and pizza rolls. Here you go, Mom.
Love you. I gotta get back to the game.
Let's go. Don't take that with any disrespect. I love Hot Pockets and pizza rolls.
Those are bomb.
They're great. The greatest.
I got my Mountain Dew, my Hot Pockets, my Pop-Tarts,
my freaking Red Bulls.
I'm like, I don't have to stand up for at least 4 hours. Let's go.
I wish we were sponsored by G Fuel right now, because this would be a great spot to go. G
Fuel, the gamer's energy. Yeah, reach out for sponsorships with our 600 subs.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move into the weekend play experience. I did exclusively use Warbond material.
Yeah, I did as well.
And apparently there's some big, huge hubbub about people upset that the weapons aren't powerful enough. And I'm over here, as you just saw, 30 seconds ago.
You held your own pretty well.
I'm 370 kills on a level 5 solo with the pummeler and a ballistic shield. I've been using the tenderizer all weekend. The incendiary impact grenades are freaking rad. Like the now that they fixed
those things are dangerous, dude.
Now that they fixed the damage over time thing, they're great. Like I could take out a huge group of bots with just that fire. So what's your experience with Warbond stuff? Has anything stood out to you as like, oh yeah, this is
so in my 3 or 4 hours of playtime on the things, I've been used to the tenderizer as well.
Mhm.
I was struggling with it a little bit at first, but I don't have that trigger finger discipline. It's hard for me. I think I need to tone my mouse down a little bit because I keep going from one side to a guy to another. It's like, damn it, I keep shooting stuff. and I noticed my clips were like really going. I was going through a lot of freaking magazines.
Do you have it on auto or burst?
Well, I had it on auto first.
Okay.
And then I go and I changed it over to burst.
Yeah.
And I started doing better when I put it on burst.
Yeah.
Those 3-shot. But and stuff was lasting a little bit longer. But then I had to like really try to aim better.
Yeah.
Because I'm just one of those guys that goes in and goes, just kind of stupid, crazy. And but what I'm learning is this game, if you take that extra half a second to put in the effort to choose your shot, every one of these enemies has a weak spot.
Yeah.
Like the saw blade guys, shoot him in the dick.
Shoot him in the dick.
Cut him in half, eyes are always glowy eyes, the red spots. They're just basically telling you where to shoot these guys. On some of them.
But yeah, the weak spots glow.
Yeah. The tanks, the back of the tanks where all the vents are, they glow like they're there. That's where you shoot this stuff. And but as far as the tenderizer goes, I don't have a huge issue with it. But I'm not one of these guys that had a lot of experience with the other assault rifles.
Liberator.
So I like stuff like I use the sickle.
Yeah.
I love the sickle. I use that for the first from level 10 or whatever to level 30. So retraining my stuff to use the tenderizer has been a little difficult. So I don't know if the issues I've had are because of that or because I'm just not used to playing with that kind of a gun.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any issues with it. I'm not going to be able to sit here and tell you though, well, this one feels a little bit weaker compared to this one, and it's, it's a minuscule thing. But I believe that it's that way because, the guys that even, like Kay and the other guys that we play with, they'll tell you, it's like, yeah, it hits a little different, but it's a different kind of gun. So I don't have any issues with that. And then last night I went and I purchased the what's the new gun on the level 3 of the Polar one. It's the
that electric one. That one is the only one that I'm like, I don't ever.
Yeah, if you go to page 3 on the Polar Patriot Warbond, you can get the new primary weapon, the Purifier. It's a plasma gun, right? Yeah. I believe. And I used it last night. I used it for about an hour and a half. And I had a good time with it, but it's just it's a weird feel. It's a different kind of gun because you got to push the mouse down and you got to charge it. I think how it works is the longer you charge it, the heavier it hits, kind of thing. So I'm sitting there going, and it's an armor penetration gun. And it kind of feels like you're shooting an EMP burst at something, right? And I was taking out the walker, the little chicken walker dudes.
Yeah.
I was taking them out with like 2 hits, which was kind of fun. But I felt like I was strictly in a support role. Okay. I was standing behind, the other guys, and they were just up there just wasting stuff. And I'm sitting back here kind of going bzz, 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 and it was fun doing it, but you know, you're not in the action. At the end of the game, they've got 180 kills and I've got 42. Which is pretty normal for me, but if that was for you, you would hate that.
I would be like, this ain't good. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work.
No, this ain't gonna work. So
if I'm not within 20 kills of our boy Don,
I know, but he's a madman.
I'm like, I gotta be within 20 of him, otherwise I feel like I'm slacking.
I did, however, also purchase the handgun.
Oh yeah, I just got that last night. I haven't had a chance to use it though.
It is really fun.
Yeah.
Open sight.
Okay.
No scope or anything like that. It's like you pull your gun up and you got the little tick, tick, like you're shooting an old school. Like it's just like shooting a normal pistol. And it hits pretty good. I like it. I like that. That's going to be my new go-to. I think I'm going to keep it.
Does it hit pretty heavy?
It hits real hard.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like it. And I like it because I feel like I can go to the gun store and buy one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been rocking the revolver lately. That revolver kicks like a mule.
It's like I want my gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a shotgun in my buy box that I'm buying in a couple of months.
Go for it.
I'll have to show it
You
to
gotta
you.
give it a Helldivers name. It's kind of like that.
Oh, it will. You can even buy them. Like I can get a red one, or I can get.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. I'll show you guys later. It looks really rad. But yeah, super
Okay,
fun.
so-
But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I've exclusively been using the tenderizer and the pummeler.
Mhm.
And as far as the tenderizer goes, people are complaining about, oh, it's a pea shooter. I see comments all the time.
Mhm.
And so much so that they're like, there was like a poll online where the CEO of Arrowhead, Johan, was like, hey guys, do you think we need more buffs to the weapons? And everybody, it was by a huge margin. People were like, freaking rifles are weak. I'm like,
And they might be.
I don't know though, because
Look,
I'm using this thing.
When I can see you guys and the guys we play with do just as much damage with their secondary gun as they do their primary, that seems a little off.
I think so.
Yeah, the primary weapon you should just be destroying shit.
Because set that thing to burst mode.
Yeah.
Put the scope at the 50.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm just knocking things out from 100 meters away.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's a 3-burst shot.
Mhm.
And so I use the Liberator. Like I want to see, because everybody's like, oh, it's weaker than the Liberator. So I went and I used the Liberator,
Mhm.
and I mean that's the gun you start with. So I'm used to it, and I'm playing with it, and I'm like, okay, it takes some time to take
Mhm.
down like a basic trooper,
Right.
especially if you're body shotting them. If you're center massing these guys, it takes like 3 or 4 shots. But with the tenderizer, if you're doing center mass,
Mhm.
a quick burst,
Yeah.
done, gone. Don't even think about it. If you're doing headshots, it's one shot.
Right.
And it like I have no issue with the tenderizer. I like the way it feels. I like the mechanics of it. I like the scope. I didn't give a crap. I didn't even notice that it wasn't the right color. Apparently people were like, it's not the right color. Get green instead of black. I'm like, I didn't even notice. I'm just freaking shooting things.
Yeah.
I used it all weekend long. That was by far the coolest weapon I've used. I mean, it feels just like the battle rifle from Halo, which is
That's why you like it.
That's the game that I cut my teeth on when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
playing, like Halo 3 battle rifle. Like, and I was like, when that game came out, and I first was like, instead of the assault rifle one,
Mhm.
I get the battle rifle, and it's only 3 shots. I was like, eh. But then it took me. I'm like, oh no, actually 3 shots is good, because then you can be super precise, because you're losing that recoil. It's got less recoil, better range, and it hits just as hard. So you're sacrificing a little bit of
Mhm.
that like speed for more accuracy.
I think,
And as long as you can adjust your gameplay style where you're not,
Right.
and it's
well, and that's the other thing. People don't want to adjust their style.
they don't,
and
Look,
that's part of the problem.
it comes.
You have to.
I think a lot of people, and I've talked to Don about this weekend. I'm like, a lot of people just fight bugs,
Mhm.
and they think if it's not good against bugs, then it's not a good weapon.
Mhm.
But I can take that weapon over to the bot side and kick ass.
Yeah.
But I can't take some weapons. I can't take to the bug side because they're
Right.
just not. They just don't
There
work right.
should be different guns should be more effective against different weapons.
Exactly.
Against different enemies.
Exactly.
I mean, this might be a good segue into the loadout thing, and I don't know. But you should have the game should be set up to where you have a different loadout for bugs, and
Yeah.
depending on the mission, to then for fighting bots.
I absolutely do. Everything changes.
You know what I'm saying? So
my loadout. So I mean, that's a great segue. So we're going to talk about the loadout tactics and stuff like that. So for me, I like to fight bots. That's my
Mhm.
if I don't have,
Yeah.
if there's no major order, I'm bot side.
However, if the major order says you got to go kill 2 billion bugs, you're going to go kill bugs.
I go bugs. Absolutely. But I have a completely different play style. And I have a completely, like, you never wear heavy armor with bugs.
No.
Because you're on the move way too much. You're just hustling.
Yep.
Unless you're on like a King of the Hill mission or Helm's Deep or something.
Mhm.
Like you just use that light.
I love it that we call it Helm's Deep.
It's Helm's Deep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Don't,
so like
you never throw an elf or a dwarf.
a dwarf. Don't tell the elf. Like when I'm fighting bugs, I completely like fire's great. Because so these, I can't wait to use these incendiary grenades on the bug
they
side.
were good.
They're gonna be great,
especially on the little critters. That
Yeah.
come on.
Those are the pain in the ass. But I use mostly shotguns when I'm on that side, if not a full-on machine gun like a stalwart or something like that for bugs, because it's just you need
so satisfying.
You just need so much more.
Guts flying everywhere.
Yeah, you just and then you got your Titans and your Chargers. Chargers, I've learned how to fight them. I used to really struggle against them. Now I've gotten more used to it, and I'm like, okay, now I know how to do it. It's usually an orbital. I don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
I don't waste my ammunition trying to shoot chargers. I'm like, if I don't have an orbital, I'm hoping one of my squad mates does. Because that's the only thing I do with chargers. Chargers and Titans, don't even shoot them unless you have like a recoilless rifle, which is another thing. A recoilless rifle, one shot to the dome on a charger with a recoilless rifle takes it out immediately. Dawn is done. Like, I'll be like, oh shoot, there's a charger, and I'm like, oh, never mind, it's gone. And Dawn's over here just. Oh.
I've noticed the big Bile Titans aren't really much of a challenge for some of these guys that are really high level anymore either.
Not anymore.
We had a mission I was running with these guys a few days ago, or last week actually, and I think we had like 3.
Oh yeah.
And I ran around a mountain and came back around. It was like 10 seconds, and all 3 of them were dead. I'm like, what? I was coming over here to like knock this one out.
That's your squad mates, right?
And they're just like, whoa. And it's like, watch this. And they took them all out at like the same time. I'm like, Jesus, guys.
Yeah.
So throw me a bone here. I want to kill one. But it was fun.
So like bots is a completely different loadout. I like to use a rail cannon orbital is great. The original orbital that you get when you first start the game is also like a really powerful weapon. You just have to know how to aim it properly, because the rail cannon will aim itself, and that's super like just toss it and forget about it, and it does its thing. Or the same with the laser, right? Like it does its own thing. But the orbital drop is actually more powerful, but you have to be very precise with where you drop it. But like there's ways to go about that. Plus your squad mates, if you see somebody who has a freaking recoilless, pack something different. Pack a freaking an airburst. Because with the bug nests, and we'll get to the bots in a second, but with the bug nests, what I do is like Don will have the recoilless for the chargers, and he'll handle those guys. If I've got a bead on a bug nest with my airburst thing that we just got recently, I could take out almost the entire nest with one shot, because you shoot it right down the gullet of that little canyon that it sits in.
You're talking about like eggs?
Yeah, the eggs.
The egg missions? Yeah.
Yeah, the eggs. Like you shoot it right into that little canyon where
takes them all out.
And it just blows them all away. And I'm like,
I think almost like every weapon in the game, whether they're with most of which have been nerfed, they all have their role.
Yeah.
You know, they all have their little niche that they're good for. But
and even if you're going on a high level and you need to have some stagger against like the stalkers, right? Everybody hates stalkers. Those freaking invisible stupid ass bugs that are like impossible to kill. The plasma pummeler, the plasma something. It's a shotgun that shoots plasma rounds, and it kind of has like an arc to it. That thing will stop them in their tracks. 3 shots with that.
Oh, is that the spraying?
No, not the spray and pray. It's a plasma. It shoots like a electric, like a.
I don't think I've used that one.
Never used it. See, that's the thing. People don't know, because it's like, oh, this gun sucks because it doesn't have good range. It literally drops when you shoot it.
It's like shooting a BB gun.
But it's like a little mini electrified like grenade, basically, and it's got a decent magazine to it. And if you're going up against stalkers, it'll stop them. And then they'll just sit there and be like, whoa, and then you shoot them 2 more times and they're gone. So like there's certain weapons that you need to do with certain loadouts and certain missions. And if you change the mission, you should probably have a different loadout.
And if you have a dedicated squad, which a lot of people don't, but everybody needs to have a role. Okay, I'm going to bring this gun. I'm going to take care of these dudes. And then stick together.
Yeah, stick together.
If it's on the higher.
Worst case scenario, pair off.
Yeah.
You two go take out that. We'll go over here. But yeah, like have diversity in your loadouts. Use different weapons that complement each other. So if one weapon is weak in one area because it takes a really long time to reload, then have somebody else use something that's super quick and easy.
Don't be like me and be that guy who's addicted to your shield pack and your quasar. Okay, I mean those are cool, those are great things, but that's some level 12 shit right there. But that's how I do it. I was like, I feel if I don't have my shield pack, I feel naked. It's like, oh, I'm gonna die, and I die. I haven't been able to sit down and just play for like really long super stretches to where I can really nail down my loadouts for these different mission types.
Yeah. So
I tend to stick with the same stuff, but it is fun trying out these new guns and armor sets.
My latest obsession is so here's a loadout for you guys to keep in mind, because it is clutch, especially against bots. If you're struggling against bots, if you don't like fighting bots because they're too hard and they shoot back and they're this and that,
I think there's always the hard, medium.
You could just go down a notch. But if you want to stay up in the level 5 and 6s, pack a pummeler, because the chainsaw guys, it will stop them. Like I think they're probably going to nerf it because it's
Yeah.
it's almost like
There's a lot
it's
of
a
changes
glitch.
coming.
It's
There's a lot of
glitch.
changes coming.
That you can shoot them and they just stop in their tracks.
Mhm.
So like I'll pack a shield, a ballistic shield to block, and you can block anything all the way up except for rockets.
Yeah.
Rockets and tanks are the only thing you can't block with a ballistic shield. So you can sit there.
Watching you guys with your shields and your secondary one-hander gun just take out entire divisions of bots is really wild to watch.
It's insane.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And then so we found out over the weekend, everybody's been kind of sleeping on the laser cannon.
Yes.
That thing,
I was going to bring that up.
dude, that thing melts bots.
Yes.
Anything from the largest to the smallest. If
Mhm.
you get a good shot on their weak point with a laser cannon, 3 seconds max.
Yep.
Dead.
Takes out chicken walkers, takes out
Hulks.
Hulks.
If you shoot them in the right in the center, in that eye with a laser cannon,
Mhm.
it'll melt them in about 3 to 4
and it's got
seconds.
the coolest sound effect.
it like charges up.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah. It's just like this big ass freaking beam. It's about this big around.
Yeah, dude.
Just melts holes in
just
it.
melts them. And I didn't even realize because I never use it because I use it against bugs and it sucks.
One of the most satisfying things to do is have that laser cannon and you watch a dropship come in and they drop like 5 chicken walkers and they all standing there looking around and you just go Zah! And you just go and you just like draw a line right through the middle of them.
Yeah.
They'll just go bleh.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like
you didn't go very far.
That weapon is terrible against bugs.
Yeah.
It does not do well against bugs.
Yeah,
So everybody was sleeping on it. Now we go over to the bot side and we're like, oh my God, this thing is freaking dope. Because I don't feel like people understand that you need to change your loadout.
There was a mission last night where we were doing that, and 3 out of the 4 of us had that laser.
Too many.
And there's like
just lasers everywhere,
going back and forth. We're like, Jesus Christ, there's laser beams everywhere.
Oh man,
yeah, it was pretty fun.
And the mission matters too. Like if you're taking out the stockpiles, that's a different tactic. Like you got to run and gun, light armor, and do your stamina, and get your laser cannon, and freaking just roll and just go.
So bots, you want your laser cannon.
Yes.
You want your heavy armor.
You can go heavier. You can go heavier.
You want medium heavy armor.
Yeah.
Probably with the +2 grenades, I would think, right?
That's a good one to have.
Yeah.
For sure.
For me anyway, I like having those extra grenades.
Yeah.
Because those things wreak havoc on the medium light armor stuff.
Yeah. So the thermite grenades are actually pretty.
I really like the impact grenades personally.
The
thermite grenades, I just kill people. The new grenades. They're fun.
No, not the incendiary. The thermite. The sticky ones.
Oh, the incendiary ones.
Yeah. You can't use them?
I can.
I've never used them with
you're going to die.
I've never used them with a squad. I've always used them solo.
It's dangerous.
Apparently there's like a thing where solo players, or if there are any out there besides me,
although there are,
the amount of enemies on the map are like exponentially more.
Yeah.
I'm like, good.
It's not a solo game.
I know it's not. I can't go higher than level 5 on solo. Like if I'm by myself, I'm sitting at level 5. If I go 6 and 7 on a solo mission, I just got to run.
Yeah.
Like there's no fighting. It's just like you just freaking move, dude.
Right.
So what other tactics do we have just from our experience of playing? Your stratagems are important too. You need to have stuff like I use stratagems for the bigger stuff only.
Yeah.
Like if I'll pack the eagle cluster because that is like, okay, I've got 30 people shooting at me right now. I need to clear my way. That'll do it in 2 seconds. Just clears.
I really,
but for the hulks, tanks, turrets, things like that, you need the railgun. You need the 500K.
I've really been liking the laser cannon. The one that just shoots down.
Yeah. The orbital laser.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah. Against bots.
Yeah.
It's not that good against bugs.
Yeah,
I mean, it's okay. But
we're talking bots right now.
Yeah, bots.
On the bot side, that orbital laser cannon is fantastic.
Yeah.
Just destroys. So bring a 500 and a laser cannon, you're okay.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
You'll be all right.
or just an eagle run. Or what's the standard eagle strike?
The strafing run?
The one that just
the cluster. The cluster. That's my
how I talk in sound effects. That one. So it's not really good on a podcast. I guess I should be better.
No, it's fine. So that's it. I mean, comment below what your loadouts are. We're curious because I'm always interested in diversifying what I'm doing out there.
Yeah.
Like if I'm kind of stuck in a rut and I've been using the same stuff for a while, let me know if there's something out there that works better that maybe I haven't tried yet.
And it's my understanding that at Arrowhead that Mr. Johan Pilestat has been cracking the whip in a lot of these dev meetings. Then they're having a lot of them apparently, from what my understanding is, and he's like, bring the fun back. The players aren't all wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I have a feeling they're going to be wrong. No, stop. Don't do that. These people are our friend. They're going to be, I have a feeling this next patch, which could come soon.
I think they dropped a patch today.
Well, that was,
or are you talking about the
patch,
buffs?
No, I'm talking, they're going to be doing
okay.
a lot. They're going to be doing a lot of changes coming up in the next couple of weeks. I have a feeling. So just stay hopeful if you're not happy with the state of the game. Remember, guys, this game has only been out 3-4 months at this point. It's still a new game. They've gotten so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They had no idea. 12 million copies. That's it. Those are AAA numbers. This is not a AAA game. You know, they had this small little studio. They're hiring people. They've had tremendous pressure from Sony. They've had a ton of, just bullshit issues that, aren't really of their making. So they were completely overwhelmed, and we got to give them some time.
It's a trial by fire.
We got to give them some time to fix things. So all these people that are out there, this game sucks because they changed things, and I have to not play. I'm going to go back and play this other game I've been playing for 15 years, because things are different. Don't be that guy. Come on. Don't do that. Give them a chance to fix it.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a new game. It's a little studio. They're hiring people, give them time. The game will be fine.
It's, and get,
these
get
guys
good, get good at aiming.
Get good.
Get good.
Get better.
I don't want to sound like
I suck at this game.
I don't want to sound like a dick, but like if you're like, oh, this weapon's not powerful enough,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you're using a primary. Call down a strategy.
Right.
Call down if you're trying to shoot, heavy armored things, and you're like, why is my rifle not doing anything? Use a freaking railgun. Or something.
Get better.
Like use your tactics. Think about it.
Yeah.
This is very much a tactic based game. Like you need to know what you're doing before you go in. Like
but part of my problem with this game is my thumbs, my arthritic ridden thumbs, and my fingers, they can't call stratagems down.
You know what you need? You need that freaking Elon Musk freaking brain link to your game.
That's it. I would do that. I would totally do that. It's like I'm Bluetooth linked to my computer.
You're just sitting
Let's
there.
go.
Every time your eye twitches, your gun moves. You're just
But I'm this freaking idiot that's like, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get you guys down. And everybody's dead. Like, I gotta go find a rock to hide behind so I can do my arrows. So, and the same thing with the stratagems. You guys are out there running and shooting, and you're doing your stratagems at the same time with your left hand, and my brain is, I'm getting confused and cross just watching you guys when I'm dead through watching Salty Nerd as I'm dead. I'm ghost watching.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my
spectating.
God, how do you do this? But
it's fun.
It's
good
yeah.
stuff.
But you gotta just have fun.
Yeah, just have fun. Just be cool,
guys.
Just be cool. Have fun.
Be cool.
Be cool.
Be cool.
Lower that difficulty if you're getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm not on my heels in a mission, I need to bump the difficulty up.
You're insane.
I need to be. If I ever feel like I have the upper hand, then I'm not on the high enough.
Listen, I come from a world where I shoot bows and arrows, and I love it. I've always played a support role in the fantasy games I played. And, I'm also the kind of guy that, like back in my World of Warcraft days, I could go spend 3 hours in an evening and just sit on a bank up in Winter Spring and fish. Drink a beer.
Is that real?
It's real.
That sounds so boring.
Listen to some tunes, fish. It's like, all right, my fishing skill went up +1, but so this game where you're just constantly moving and running around and everything is just like it's a lot. It's in my old man brain. It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
So it's
one last thing to cover before we get to our Star Wars Helldivers mod thing. Do you think the honeymoon phase is over for this game? Because the Steam analytics are showing the player base is starting to come a little bit of a downtrend.
Because they're very impatient. They can come at me if they want, but people are being very impatient with this game. They need to cool it and relax. If you need to, put the game down for 2-3 weeks and come back. But don't give up on these guys yet. Because I think they mean well, and I think they're going to get it fixed. Just they got to have some time to get things done. It'd be like us here at the studio. We're equipped to handle 4 people at a time at the most, right? And a pack of 18 people come in and they all want to be on the podcast at the same time. It's like, what do you do? It's like, well, I guess we got to expand. I guess we got to open a new studio. I guess we got to hire more people. You know, it's just, it's impossible. So give them some time.
Okay. All right. I agree. I think this game has got some legs to it.
Yeah. And if you want a big blammo, kablooey, blow up assault rifle, you'll probably get that pretty soon too.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna do something where you're gonna. It's like, but that's what. Like I had the eruptor.
We'll call it the big motherfucking gun.
I had
4,000.
I had the eruptor, right, and I was just freaking laying waste to bots with that thing, and they nerfed it because it was overpowered because I was taking out freaking 7 dudes at once with one shot for a support gun, and not even a stratagem, just like a primary gun. Because that's the thing. That's the balance you have to have.
That's really fun.
It's very fun, but it's very short lived.
Yeah.
And it's like if you are
this is too easy.
If you are taking down grips of enemies with a primary weapon, then what's the point of having a stratagem?
Right.
And that's the balance that they
I
have
literally
to catch.
just watched you take out. You got like a plus 40 kill.
I did.
With one stratagem, like
I did.
Half hour ago.
I did. Well,
it was a lucky shot because you just went over this bank and there's like a whole division.
It was a spawn, right? So this is the funny thing. Like everybody's like, oh man, they increased the spawn rates for the enemies on the map if you're solo, and now there's
yes, they
and I'm
did.
like, yes, give me more. But I'm like, I go over this bank and a spawn of at least 50 enemies.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But they're all low-level troopers.
Yeah, they're all just standing.
They're all just standing there looking at me,
like a bunch of Star Wars droids. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, that looks like a good place for an eagle strike. And 50 kills.
Is great.
Instantly. And I'm like, oh, that was fun. But if those 50 guys were spread out over like an arc,
oh yeah,
and I had to be like going like that, that's a totally different story. I did get lucky. I walk over this and there's a whole bunch of them just crowded right in one spot. Like,
and you should end that story by saying you almost did not make it out of that mission.
I got this close. There was 2 Hulks and I had no stratagems left.
Yeah,
and
your pickup already left you there once.
He did. Yeah. I was out.
Nope.
Helldivers outside the zone. I'm like, God damn it, Pelican, get your ass back here.
It's pretty fun.
All right, final thoughts on the Star Wars Helldivers mod. So I did get confirmation via the Discord that if you do modify your game and it gets picked up by the anti-cheat software that runs it, you will get banned.
You're done.
It's just it recognizes it as an alteration to the game, and you will get shifted out.
Right.
Personally, I would suggest not doing that because Star Wars sucks and it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, you're taking all my good lines, man.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Here's the thing. Like you just said, and no disrespect to the guys who made this.
Not the people.
They worked very hard. They're passionate fans. I get that. I respect that. It's okay. It's fine. You guys do your thing. But honestly, I don't need no Star Wars in my Helldivers.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want to see it. I don't want freaking New Republic droids running around on my battlefield.
Roger.
It's just like I am out of Star Wars. And you guys can like go to our other podcast if you want to hear us talk more about that stuff, because Star Wars fucking sucks. Okay, I'm sorry. It sucks now. I don't want nothing to do with it. And this is coming from a lifelong Star Wars. My name is Matt Vader.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not because Vader means father in Nordic or whatever. I don't know. But I just don't want to see the cross pollination of
this is not Fortnite. I don't need crossovers.
No, I don't want to see Starship Trooper stuff. That would be kind of cool.
It basically already is that.
Yeah,
and it kind of already is a hint and a nod to Star Wars with the AT-ATs and the snow planets. And
I don't mind the influence, but I don't want to see
a direct
Darth Vader coming across the battlefield at me, leading a battalion of Autobots and Transformers. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that.
Yeah.
So
I'm right there with you. I don't need it. It's cool that those guys know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
To put a new skin on the Helldivers. I saw Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Somebody modded that either.
Somebody modded Buzz Lightyear. They're out there shooting bots and stuff, and Star-Lord from like Marvel characters. Like they're doing it now. People are modding the game, which is fine. Whatever.
They always have and they always will. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. But I just I don't need it. Don't want it. I don't care.
I'm good with my Helldivers. Just the way it is. Looks good.
For sure.
All right, man. We've been hustling here for a couple minutes. Thank you all so much for watching the show. Really do appreciate it. Make sure to check out our live streams. They're going to be listed somewhere on the side over here. We do live streams pretty regularly for this game, and we have a great time doing it. We are up late. We are night owls when it comes to playing. So join us over there.
Yeah. If
Vader, any final thoughts? Go ahead.
If you guys want to join us, we do try to play with our friends and supporters sometimes. So if you are a follower of the channel, come over to our Discord, saltdivers.com, and join us down in our Helldivers section. And once we get to know you a little bit, make sure you're not a complete troll. We'll swap some info. We'll get you in on the squad.
Yeah, we've gained what, 2 or 3 new players, right?
Yeah, we've gained quite a few.
Yeah.
It is fun getting to know people. But
shout out to Maeve and Chicken Hawk. I think joined us on Discord. So shout out to those guys.
I don't play with strangers. I just don't. I know that kind of defeats the purpose of the game like this sometimes. But I like to play with people that I know. So. Yeah. I want to get to know you a little bit before I'm going to let you into my circle, but I do want to do it. So come on over there, discord.com or Salty Nerd Discord, and we'll hang out with you there.
Cool. All right, brother. Stay salty. Or no, that's the other thing. Wait, hold on.
Stay salty.
Stay salty.